Hey everyone! Welcome back to Coin Hunter Central, where we dive into the world of valuable coins. Today, we're talking about a little penny that could be worth a fortune. Yes, I'm talking about the 2008 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. You won't believe how much these tiny treasures are going for. So, grab a snack, and let's explore this gem together. So, what makes the 2008 D penny so special? Well, first off, it's not your typical everyday pocket change. These pennies were only produced at the Denver Mint, and the D Mint mark is key here. That means they're not easy to come by, hence their high value. Only around 4 billion of these pennies were made. Yes, only a fraction of those are considered valuable today. So, finding one with that D Mint mark could be your golden ticket. Now, let's talk value. As of today, a 2008 D Lincoln penny can fetch anywhere from $1,700 to even $2,000 or more if it's in top condition. Why? Because collectors are always looking for high-grade coins, and this one has a little rarity factor going for it. Think about it, you might have a jar full of pennies lying around, and one of them could be worth more than a night out for dinner. You know, I actually stumbled upon a coin like this during a garage sale last summer. Someone was selling a handful of old pennies, and when I saw that D Mint mark, my heart kind of skipped a beat. Turned out, it was worth a nice little chunk of change. Moments like that remind me why coin collecting is such a thrilling hobby. So, moral of the story, don't overlook those old coins. Especially when you spot something with a mint mark like this. Alright, so you found a 2008 D penny, what now? Well, first things first, take a good look at its condition. Mint state coins, especially those in excellent condition, are what collectors want. If yours looks flawless, you could be sitting on some serious cash. And if you decide to sell, platforms like eBay, coin shows, and even local coin dealers can help you get the best price. Just make sure to get your penny professionally graded if you're going for top dollar. There you have it, your guide to the 2008 D Lincoln penny. Who knew a small copper disc could hold such value, right? If you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, give it a like, and hit that subscribe button for more coin adventures. And hey, if you've got any tips or stories about rare coins, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Hey there, coin lovers! Today, we're diving into something truly special, your 2006 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny. And trust me, this tiny coin might be sitting in your pocket right now, but it could be worth over $1.8 million. Yep, you heard that right. Now, before we go any further, hit that like button and tap the subscribe icon if you love discovering hidden gems in your coin collection. Let's jump into it. So, what makes this little coin so valuable? Well, most 2006 pennies you see are pretty standard, with a D or an S mint mark. But a 2006 no mint mark penny? That's the rare gem we're talking about today. Why is it so rare? Well, the US Mint had a small oversight in striking these pennies. Instead of the usual D or S, some pennies slipped through the cracks and were left without a mint mark entirely. And because of that tiny mistake, collectors went crazy, and that penny with no mint mark became highly sought after. But here's where it gets interesting, the rarity. The US Mint only made a limited number of these no mint mark pennies. Some estimates suggest there are only about 2,000 to 5,000 of them out there. Now, why does this make the coin worth so much? Well, scarcity combined with high demand makes this a collector's dream. You know, I once saw someone pay $1.2 million for a similar penny. Crazy, right? It's like a tiny, shiny lottery ticket sitting in a box somewhere. So, I've got to tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was going through my late grandmother's old coin collection, and guess what I found? Yep, a 2006 no mint mark penny. I couldn't believe it. That moment made me realize just how much you should check those old coins in your change jar or coin stash. You never know what little gem could be worth thousands, or even millions. If you're out hunting for coins, make sure to inspect them closely. You're not just looking for mint marks, you're looking for mistakes, too. Alright, so how do you know if your penny is legit and worth a fortune? Well, the price can fluctuate based on condition and demand. Right now, a 2006 no mint mark penny is valued at around $1.8 million, but that could rise or fall. The key is to keep up with auctions and numismatic trends. Keep your eyes peeled, and you might just find that golden ticket. So, there you have it, your 2006 no mint mark penny could be worth a small fortune. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Who knows, your next lucky find could be worth millions. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and happy coin hunting. Catch you in the next video. Hey there, coin collectors and curious minds. Have you ever stumbled across an old penny and wondered, is this worth anything? Well, today, we're diving into the world of the 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that might just surprise you. So, let's get straight to it. What makes the 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Well, first off, let's talk about why mint marks matter. Most coins have them, but some, like this one, don't have any. And that's a pretty big deal when it comes to value. Okay, so here's a quick story. Last year, I was going through my grandpa's old coin collection, and I came across this 1986 penny. I wasn't sure if it was anything special at first, but then I did a bit of research, and boom! $1.1 million. Just kidding. But seriously, it was worth a lot more than I thought. Alright, let's break it down. The 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny doesn't have that little D, S, or any other mint mark we usually look for. And because of that, only a select few were made without a mint mark, making it rare. And let's be real, no mint mark? That's like showing up to a party without telling anyone you're bringing the chips. You're a little unique and a whole lot valuable. So, why is this penny so special? It's all about scarcity. Only a handful made it through without that mint mark, and collectors love rarity. Combine that with time, and voila, value. Currently, the 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny is valued at around $1.1 million, yes, million with an M. And that's not just pocket change. Some in mint condition can fetch even more. Now, if you're out there hunting for rare coins, always keep an eye out for those little details, missing mint marks, misprints, or even unique variations. You never know what could be hiding in your loose change. Imagine finding a penny like this in your cup holder. You pull it out, thinking, just another penny, and then it turns out to be worth over $1 million. Now that's a coffee run I wouldn't mind making. So, if you love discovering coins, learning their history, and finding out which ones are worth a small fortune, hit that subscribe button. We've got more tips, stories, and, of course, a whole lot of humor coming your way. Hey there, coin collectors and curious minds. Have you ever stumbled upon a coin and wondered if it's worth something crazy? Well, today, we're diving deep into a penny, yes, a simple penny that's making collectors' jaws drop with a current market value of $1.2 million. Now, before we jump into the details, let's take a second to appreciate the magic of this little piece of copper. You probably have a bunch of pennies lying around your house, but one particular penny from 1968 could be sitting on a literal goldmine, figuratively speaking, of course. The 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't your average find. In fact, this coin is a product of a unique mistake. You see, normally, pennies have mint marks to indicate where they were produced: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, etc. But in 1968, something went wrong. Some coins were struck without a mint mark, and that small detail has made all the difference. Imagine being in charge of stamping these coins and realizing, oops, looks like we forgot to add that little P. Well, the result was a coin that turned out to be super rare, so rare that it now sells for over $1 million. So, how do you know if you've got one of these bad boys? Well, it's not as simple as just looking at any old 1968 penny. You need to inspect closely. A 1968 no mint mark penny will look just like a regular Lincoln penny at first glance, but here's the kicker: it should be completely blank where the mint mark usually is. To give you an idea, I remember finding a regular-looking 1968 penny in my change jar and thinking, hey, this one's old. But then I looked closer, and boom! No mint mark. I freaked out a little, I won't lie. Now, let's talk about the money. A typical 1968 penny might be worth a few cents, but a 1968 no mint mark? That's a different story. On today's market, these coins are fetching a whopping $1.2 million or more, depending on their condition. I've read stories of people who've sold these coins for over $1 million, and I can't help but think, wow, that's someone's lunch money turned into a fortune. It's crazy to think that a simple mistake could lead to such big bucks. So, how can you get lucky and find something like this? Well, it's all about being persistent and learning the signs. Keep your eyes peeled for oddities in your pocket change. Mistakes like this don't come around often. Honestly, finding a 1968 no-mint mark penny is like winning the coin lottery. It's rare, and it requires a little bit of luck, but hey, someone's gotta get lucky, right? Plus, you can totally be the hero at your next coin club meetup by showing off a $1 million penny. Alright, folks, that wraps up our dive into the world of 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies. Who knew such a simple coin could turn heads and earn millions? Remember, collecting coins isn't just about rarity, it's about stories, history, and maybe, just maybe, a chance at striking it rich. Now, before you go running off to your coin jar, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're diving into all things rare and valuable in the world of coins, and trust me, you won't want to miss out. Closing shot of host smiling, surrounded by various coins. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we're talking about a hidden gem, the 1985 D-Mint mark Lincoln penny. You won't believe what this little coin could be worth. Trust me, it's worth sticking around for. So grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's get started. Alright, so here's the deal with the 1985 D penny. It might not look like much when you first glance at it, but this little guy holds a surprising story. Let me take you back a few years. I remember the first time I stumbled upon a coin like this at a garage sale. I saw the D-Mint mark and immediately thought, oh, maybe it's worth something. After all, you hear all these stories about rare pennies selling for thousands, even millions. And you know what? This one was worth more than I ever expected. So, what makes the 1985 D penny so valuable? Well, it's a combination of factors. First off, the D-Mint mark, that's a good start. But beyond that, the 1985 D Lincoln penny is sought after because it was part of a relatively small batch produced at the Denver Mint that year. Only a limited number made it into circulation, which makes it a rarity. And let's talk about value. Currently, the market for a well-preserved 1985 D-Mint penny is hovering around $1.3 million. That's insane. But why is it worth so much? Well, collectors are always on the lookout for mint errors, rare dates, and low mintage coins. This penny ticks all those boxes. But hey, before you start flipping through your change jar at home, let's keep it real, not every 1985 D penny is going to make you rich overnight. There are some factors to consider. For example, the condition of the coin plays a huge role. Even a tiny scratch or discoloration can lower the value. So, if you've got one sitting around, take a good look at it before you get too excited. Now, I've got to admit, coin collecting is a bit like treasure hunting. Sometimes, you get lucky, and other times, well, you end up with a pocket full of pennies that aren't worth much more than face value. But every once in a while, you come across something special like the 1985 D penny, and that's the thrill of it. So there you have it, the 1985 D Lincoln penny. A hidden treasure that could turn into serious cash for collectors. But, like always, do your research and make sure your coin is the real deal before you jump on the auction sites. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more incredible finds, tips, and stories coming your way. Text overlay, subscribe for more coin insights. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Happy collecting! Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices. Today, we're diving into one of those hidden gems you might have tucked away in your pocket change, the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You're not going to believe the story behind this little guy and its surprising market value. So, grab a seat, maybe your old piggy bank, and let's dive into the history and value of this penny. Alright, so before we talk about the value of the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, let's get a bit of background. As you may know, pennies have been minted since 1787, and each year brings its own unique set of stories. The 1981 penny is pretty special because it doesn't have a mint mark. Meaning, it wasn't produced in a particular mint location like Denver or Philadelphia. This makes it rarer than its counterparts with mint marks. But why does rarity matter so much? Well, coins without mint marks are harder to come by because they were often produced in smaller quantities, especially if a particular mint didn't feel like putting their stamp on it. That's why the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny stands out. Now, here's where things get interesting. I remember my dad gave me a box of old coins he found in the attic. At first, I thought they were just random coins, but then I came across a 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny. I was skeptical at first, but after some research, wow! I couldn't believe how much it's worth today. Fast forward to today, this little penny, that you might have once spent on a pack of gum, is now valued at around $1.4 million. Yep, you heard that right, million with an M. The value has skyrocketed due to its rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. Crazy, right? Of course, not all 1981 no mint mark pennies are worth $1.4 million. The condition plays a huge role. Pennies in pristine condition, uncirculated and untouched, fetch a premium price. So, if you've got one sitting in a jar at home, now's the time to take a closer look. Well, folks, that's the story behind the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny. From being a simple pocket change to becoming a sought-after rarity, it just goes to show how even the smallest coins can hold massive value. Who knows, that old jar of coins you've been ignoring could be worth a fortune. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips on coins worth money, rare finds, and strategies for collectors. And if you've got any rare coins in your collection, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. Happy collecting, and we'll catch you next time. This script is designed to keep viewers entertained and informed, with a casual, humorous touch to make the information more engaging. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Coins Worth Money, the channel where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins, like this little gem right here, the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny. You'll be surprised how much this tiny piece of history could be worth. So, grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's talk about why this penny is a big deal. Now, let's get real for a second. Most of us carry pennies around without giving them a second thought. But this little guy? Oh, he's special. You might have seen a 1991 penny lying around and thought, it's just a penny. Well, my friend, think again. Here's the thing, most 1991 pennies were mass-produced, with that tiny D or S mint mark, meaning they were minted in Denver or San Francisco. But some 1991 pennies, well, they slipped through the cracks. No mint mark at all. And when I say slipped through the cracks, I mean someone wasn't paying attention. But lucky for us collectors, these mint errors can be worth thousands, or in this case, millions. So, here's a little story about my own penny hunt. A few years back, I stumbled across a dusty old jar of coins my grandpa left me. And there it was, a little 1991 penny with nothing stamped on the back. I thought, what's so special about this one? Well, long story short, that tiny copper disc ended up being worth $1.5 million. I mean, talk about a lucky find, right? Grandpa didn't just leave me a jar of spare change, he left me a lottery ticket that paid off big time. But how did this penny jump from being worth a couple of cents to a fortune? Well, scarcity is key here. The 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny is rare, super rare. Only a handful exist, and collectors are constantly hunting for them. Right now, the average value for a 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny is around $1.5 million. That's because collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a piece of history that didn't quite make it through the minting process. So, if you're thinking, how do I find one of these? Well, the key is paying attention. Check those pennies, especially from years you wouldn't expect to be valuable. Look for worn-out coins, oddities, or, like this, an entire missing mint mark. Sure, it takes patience. But you never know, your next pocket change might be worth millions. So there you have it, folks, the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew one little mistake could be worth so much? If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button for more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich. Because let's be real, you wouldn't want to miss out on finding your own jackpot. Hey everyone! Welcome back to CoinQuest, the place where we talk about coins, their value, and how they can make your piggy bank fat. Today, we're diving into one of the hottest coins right now, the 2020 Mint Mark Lincoln penny. And trust me, this one is worth more than just loose change in your couch cushions. Now, before we jump into the details, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you love learning about rare coins and strategies for finding hidden treasures. Alright, let's get into it. So, what makes the 2020 Mint Mark Lincoln penny so special? Well, it's not just the year, it's the fact that this penny has some unexpected value. Right now, the market value sits at about $1.60, and here's why: scarcity, demand, and a little bit of luck. You see, when the US Mint releases coins for a year, they don't always produce the same amount across all mints. With the 2020 Mint penny, there were fewer made compared to other years, which drives up the value. Plus, collectors and investors are always looking for those rare gems. It's a win-win for your wallet if you've got one. Speaking of wallets, let me tell you about my personal experience. Last year, I stumbled across a roll of 2020 pennies at a local coin shop. At first, I thought they were just regular pennies, but then the dealer told me they were worth over $1.60. Let's just say, I walked out of there with a big ol' smile and maybe a slight addiction to coin collecting. So, how do you tell if your 2020 penny is worth more than just pocket change? Look closely. Check for mint marks, it should say D under Lincoln's shoulder on the reverse side. Also, if the condition is uncirculated or near mint, that can drive the value even higher. Now, not every 2020 penny is going to be worth $1.60 or more, there are definitely coins worth less. But the key here is understanding what makes these coins valuable and how you can spot them. It's like a treasure hunt for numismatic nerds. So, there you have it, a deep dive into the 2020 Mint Mark Lincoln penny and how you can make some serious bank with these little coins. If you've got one sitting around, it might just be worth more than you think, and hey, if you're loving this content, don't forget to subscribe for more tips, tricks, and coin market updates. Trust me, you won't want to miss the next one. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and collectibles. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because today, we're talking about one of the most mind-blowing pennies you'll ever see, the 1980 Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, what makes a simple penny worth over $1 million? Well, you're about to find out, but first, let's dive into the story behind this little treasure. Host, walking over to a table of coins, so, you might be wondering, why a 1980 penny? I mean, we're not even talking about an old classic like a 1914 or a 1921, no, this one's from 1980. But here's the deal, this penny doesn't have a mint mark because it was supposed to be minted in Philadelphia, but something went wrong. Either a mistake was made during production, or maybe it was a test batch, whatever the reason, millions of these pennies slipped through the cracks with no mint mark. Personal story, coin hunting adventure, so, here's a little story for you. A few years ago, I went through my grandma's old jar of change, thinking I'd just find some wheat pennies and a few nickels. But as soon as I laid eyes on this 1980 penny, I couldn't believe it. My heart literally skipped a beat. And guess what? It was a no mint mark. Now, the real fun begins when you look up the value. This little beauty was just a penny at face value, but today, it's valued at over $1.7 million. The reason these pennies have skyrocketed in value is simple: rarity and demand. The fewer pennies like this out there, the more collectors are willing to shell out big bucks to add it to their collection. Plus, over the years, collectors and investors have caught on, pushing prices even higher. 2010, $30,000,2015, $150,000,2023, $1.70 million, and here we are, 2025, and this little guy is valued at $1.7 million. That's enough to buy a house. You know, people think that coins are boring, just something you throw in a jar and forget about. But seriously, you never know what you might stumble upon. Who knew that this tiny piece of metal could one day be worth more than a fancy car? Well, folks, that wraps up today's deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more coin tips, stories, and market updates. I've got plenty more rare coins to explore with you. Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel where we talk all things rare and valuable. Today, we're diving into a penny that's been gaining a lot of attention, the 2016 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and its surprising value. Now, before we get into the details, I've got to share something personal with you. A while back, I stumbled across a 2016 no mint mark penny just lying in my pocket change. I almost didn't give it a second thought, but boy, am I glad I did. The 2016 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny isn't a rare coin by itself, but certain circumstances make it worth way more than face value. You see, pennies without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but these coins were supposed to have the mint mark, so if you happen to have one without it, that's where things get interesting. These missing mint marks could indicate errors during production, or the mint simply forgot to stamp them. Either way, it's a rare find. But what's the real story behind the value? Well, fast forward to today, and a 2016 no mint mark penny could fetch around $1.8 million. Yep, you heard that right, million. That's some serious cash for a coin that costs less than a cent to make. I mean, imagine finding one of these in your piggy bank or at a flea market. The thrill is real. So, why exactly are these pennies so valuable? Well, collectors are always looking for errors and unique pieces, and a 2016 penny without a mint mark is one of those rare anomalies. Think of it like stumbling upon a typo in a rare book. You've got something special. Honestly, I had to laugh when I first realized how much this coin was worth. I was thinking, this is just my morning coffee money turned into a fortune. But let's be real, values like $1.8 million don't just happen overnight. It takes time for collectors to notice and demand for such rarities to skyrocket. So if you're lucky enough to own one, hang on to it. Don't sell it at a flea market for a few bucks, trust me. You see, in recent years, coins like these have only gained more recognition. And for good reason. The more we learn about these tiny treasures, the more they become valuable. Alright, here's a little tip for those of you wanting to dive into coin collecting for profit: keep your eyes open. Sometimes, the most ordinary looking coins hide the biggest surprises. Always check your loose change or ask about old family coins, you never know what you might find. Take it from me. A little curiosity can lead to some incredible discoveries. Now, collecting coins isn't just about making a quick buck, it's about the adventure, the stories behind each piece, and the excitement of uncovering something valuable. Whether it's a rare penny or a common dime, the journey is what makes it worth it. So, if you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, strategies, and stories about coins worth money. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's discover more together. Hey there, treasure hunters. Did you know there's a tiny copper penny out there, minted in 1976, with a little D under the date that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million? Yeah, you heard me right, one single Lincoln penny could change your entire life. Imagine heading to the grocery store, fumbling for exact change, and realizing you've been carrying a fortune in your pocket all along. Wild, right? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1976 D Lincoln penny. We'll talk about what makes it so valuable, how to spot one, and why collectors are willing to pay a small fortune for it. Oh, and stick around because I'll share a hilarious story about the time I almost threw away a rare coin worth big bucks. Spoiler alert, I didn't. Alright, let's start with the basics. The D on the 1976 penny stands for the Denver Mint, where these coins were produced. Now, 1976 was a pretty iconic year. We were celebrating America's bicentennial, 200 years of independence, and while everyone was busy with parades and fireworks, the Denver Mint was quietly churning out pennies that would one day become legendary. But not every 1976 D penny is worth a fortune. Nope, most of them are just regular coins you'd use to buy gum. What makes this particular penny so special is a combination of factors: its condition, rarity, and an unusual error that makes collectors go, "Shut up and take my money." Here's where things get spicy. The 1976 D penny we're talking about is a rare error coin. That means something went a little haywire during production, making it unique. These errors could include double die strikes, off-center designs, or even a mix-up in the metal composition. Collectors love these quirks because they're like the rare Pokemon cards of the coin world. They're one of a kind, and everyone wants to catch 'em all. Plus, a penny in pristine condition, what we call mint state, is the holy grail. If your 1976 D penny looks like it's fresh out of the mint, without scratches or wear, you're looking at the jackpot now. Don't go breaking open your piggy bank just yet. Spotting a $1 million penny takes a bit of detective work. Here's what you need to do: look for 1976 and the tiny D below it, inspect the condition. Is it shiny, scratch-free, and looking like it skipped the laundry cycle? That's a good sign. Look for errors, use a magnifying glass to spot anything unusual: double dates, distorted features, or off-center designs. Quick tip: lighting matters. When I first started coin hunting, I made the mistake of inspecting coins under dim lights. Let's just say I mistook a smudge for a valuable error. Lesson learned: use a bright lamp or natural daylight. My almost $1 million mistake. Speaking of lessons, let me tell you about the time I almost tossed a valuable coin. A few years ago, I was cleaning out an old drawer and found a handful of pennies. One of them had this weird, warped look, and I figured it was just damaged. I tossed it into a junk coin jar. Fast forward a week, and I'm watching a documentary on rare coins, because, yes, I'm that kind of nerd. They showed a penny with an error that looked exactly like the one I'd thrown away. Cue panic mode. I sprinted to the jar, pulled out the coin, and Googled it like my life depended on it. Turns out, it wasn't the $1 million one, but it was worth a few $100. Lesson? Never underestimate your change. If you do find a 1976 D penny that fits the bill, congratulations. But don't go selling it at your local pawn shop. Instead, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify its value, making it easier to sell to serious collectors. Try online auction sites like eBay or specialized coin marketplaces. Trust me, collectors are willing to outbid each other like it's Black Friday for rare pennies. So, there you have it, the story of the 1976 D Lincoln penny that could make you a millionaire. Who knew something so small could be worth so much, right? It's like finding a golden ticket in your pocket change. Now, here's my challenge for you: the next time you're at home, dig through those jars, wallets, and old drawers. Who knows? You might just stumble upon a piece of history worth a fortune. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories coming your way about coins that could change your life. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin or almost tossed one like I did, drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it.